welcome back, Riverside City College. Today we're going to dive deep into the heart and mind of my good friend, Professor Star Taylor. She's actually Associate Professor of English here at RCC. So Star, thanks for joining me today for this one-on-one. Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you. I felt like I was a dentist and she had an appointment.
What?
And she didn't want to come because it would be too painful.
Not true. But true.
All right, let's start by exploring a bit about the pivotal moments or experiences that have shaped who you are today, both personally and professionally.
So first, thank you for asking, I guess. So professionally, I'll start there. I am a first-gen student, so that's personal and professional. I'm the first and only to attend college. I am a Riverside native. I'm a product of UC Riverside and Cal State San Bernardino, and I'm currently in the last stages of my doctorate at Loyola Marymount University. So pivotal moments professionally, I think they kind of intersect with personally and professionally, is just family. I'm a grandparent baby. So my grandparents were both, because they're both deceased, were both from the South. So they were born and raised in segregation. And they didn't talk about race. They didn't talk about anything of their past, though they did not. And so they would hint at things as I was growing up and as I was going to college, but they really didn't talk about race. So I had to kind of navigate things by myself, both academically and personally. And I think that both hurt and kind of made me stronger, so to speak, as a woman and as a professional.
How did it hurt?
It hurt because I didn't know how to navigate being Black in a predominantly white atmosphere, both personally and academically. I was the only Black student in my honors classes. I didn't know how to navigate that. I had to figure it out by myself, which meant I wanted to be invisible in class. So I didn't say much in class, but I got good grades. I was a good student. But that changed once I got to UC Riverside, because UC Riverside had an active Black population on campus, and it empowered me to be comfortable in my skin. So I think that helped me develop those years at UC Riverside, helped me develop my Black womanhood and made me comfortable in my skin. But it also allowed me the opportunity to be comfortable with being an academic, with being a smarty pants. Yeah. But also my experience at Cal State, I had great professors who invested in me as a student. They saw things in me and pushed me to write different things, to be more active in the classroom. And so I credit all of it to contributed to the person I am today. I've never been the loud and boisterous. I've never was a confident person growing up, but I think as I've gotten older, I've become more confident, and colleagues like you push me to be in uncomfortable spaces. And I've been fortunate to have people who loved me and poured into me early. Even though my grandparents didn't talk about race, they loved me and, encouraged me to be the best and do the best. My husband and my daughter, they constantly encourage me and are there for me when I'm having bad days at RCC, because RCC, unfortunately, I have to say, can sometimes be a hard place to be. But higher ed in general can be hard to navigate as well. But I'm fortunate to work in a place that I have a lot of different pockets to help me work through it.
Wow. Thank you. Can we go back? I know our students want to know what high school you went to.
Arlington.
Lions. Yeah. You know, I went to Poly.
Yes. Unfortunately.
And you went right from high school?
I did.
To UCR?
I did.
Wow. I don't know many people who do that. You're one of the few. That must have been really emotionally challenging, intellectually challenging, and wow.
Scary.
And scary. That's the word I was looking for.
Scary. I was 18 years old, didn't know anything about college because, again, my grandparents, my mom didn't go to college. I knew that college was a thing. I knew it was an option.
How did you know this?
My godmother, my godmother went to UC Riverside, but also watching TV. I fantasize about college. But my counselor at Arlington, she's the one who pushed me to apply because I didn't know I had to apply. I thought that I had good grades, so colleges would come and get me. So I didn't know. So I went straight from high school to UC Riverside, didn't know a thing. I parked in the wrong place. I had to walk like a mile to campus. So I didn't know.
Did any of your other friends from Arlington go to UCR with you?
No.
Well,
Yes. So I think because Arlington, RUSD zoning was different. It's different now for Arlington because King is there now. So Arlington was weird because we had the kids from Woodcrest, and where Arlington is, and part of Casablanca. So Arlington zoning was really weird. So a lot of my classmates went into the workplace because even though I didn't grow up rich, my grandparents made sure I didn't have to work all throughout high school, and they never pressured me to work after high school. They wanted me to go to school, but in good conscience, I couldn't just go to school. I had to work to contribute to the household to help pay for my schooling. So I worked all throughout both undergrad and grad.
did you really? Did you go to school full time?
I did.
So you went to school full time and you worked.
Yes.
That's a connection to our student.
Yes. Yes. Our students do that every day. But the difference is, I think our students have a little bit harder than we all did because we weren't breadwinners
Right.
at 18, 19 years old. They are.
Yeah. Did you go into UCR thinking that you were going to major in English?
Oh, yeah.
Really? You knew that?
Yes.
Wow.
I loved reading. I loved writing. And I was good at it. And also I had in my mind I was going to be an attorney because I loved to read. Even though I didn't say much, I love to be right. I love to argue. I wouldn't say argue. I loved a good conversation. And I love to sway people and give them a different perspective. So I wanted to be an attorney.
Wow. So you earned your bachelor's degree in English. What made you decide to pursue a master's?
I didn't decide. So when I graduated from UC Riverside, I just knew I wanted to go to law school. So I was like, I'm going to take the LSAT and go to law school. But the LSAT it was rough studying for the LSAT. And then I took a gap year to really decide what I wanted to do. And I felt the pulling of God telling me, you don't want to be an attorney. I'm going to show you why. Because so I got a job downtown Riverside as an assistant to an attorney.
Oh, nice.
Yes. He was fantastic. He was good at his job, but he was on his third marriage. And he didn't have a relationship with his children. And he worked 100 hours per week and never saw his family. And the Lord was like, do you want that for your life? I was like, oh no. The money is good, but the money is not everything. So I was lost. And then I got this job as a receptionist at a CPA firm. And the Lord revealed to me, I want you to be a teacher. Now, anybody who knows my personality knows I'm like a teacher of who? But he was like, I want you to be a community college professor. And I never, to be honest, Ajane, I didn't know that was an option. I had like 3 Black professors between UC Riverside and Cal State San Bernardino, but I didn't think that it was an option for me.
Okay.
So when I got the calling to apply to Cal State to get my master's in English, I was mortified. My grades were not up to par to get into grad school. And my GRE score was atrocious. But the Lord pulled on me to email the chair of Cal State San Bernardino's English department a cold email. I introduced myself. I told him my GRE score was not up to par. My GPA is not up to par. But I said, I'll be the hardest working student you'll ever see. And you can please let me in on a conditional basis. And if I don't pull a 3.0 or above, you can kick me out of the program. He said, sold. And I graduated from Cal State with a 3.7.
My goodness. You said something interesting, and I think most people don't recognize that. If you're in education as a teacher, you're called.
Yes.
Whether you acknowledge that or not.
Yes.
You are called.
Yes.
Because this is more than just a job.
It's way more than a job. Way more.
Yeah.
Well, educational sector in general, if you serve at any capacity in education, it's a calling. It cannot be just about a check. It cannot be just about the title. It has to be a calling.
Agreed. And I'm under the impression that if you believe it's not a calling and you're here for a check, it will be miserable for you.
And you need to go elsewhere.
Agreed. It will be miserable for you.
It'll be extremely miserable for not only for you, but for those who you need to work with.
It's true.
And for.
I agree. All right. So you have had different roles here. Yes, you have had different roles here. And I know you face, because we talk, you face challenges and opportunities every day. Can you share a recent hurdle that you had to overcome that has kind of shaped your perspective moving forward?
I would say in general, it's how to manage everything and how to balance everything. Because as you said, this job is a calling. So I know for me, I tend to take on a lot and everything because I'm the person, I'm not going to complain about something not being done. I'm going to do it. And if colleagues like you ask me to do something, I'm going to do it even if I know that I have 500 things on my plate. But it's a calling and I'm good at it. But my struggle is and has been, and as of late, is to take care of myself. So,
wow.
Last spring, I felt pain in my shoulder and in my neck, and that was my body's way of telling me, you need to stop. But I didn't listen. And so I was at the point to where I developed a pinched nerve so deep and so long that I developed arthritis in my rotator cuff. So I had to go to a rolly back, which I hate my rolly back, but it was functional. And so that was one thing. Another thing was I wasn't getting enough rest. So I was coming to school fatigued and overwhelmed and irritable. And then recently I had issues with my gallbladder. My body was breaking down on me. It was because I would do everything full steam ahead and I wouldn't take care of self. And also I wouldn't listen to God and saying, did I tell you to do that? You don't have to do everything. And that's something about pride makes you think you have to do it all, that there's other people who are not equipped to do what you do, or that it's all going to fall down if you don't do it. And I had to learn how to say no. So last year, I stepped away from some things. I had to. Was I afraid to step away? Yes and no. Yes, because I didn't want anybody to think I was weak and couldn't do the job. But I needed to step away to preserve my health. Because if my body breaks down, if I'm broken down, I can't serve my family. I can't serve my students. I can't serve my colleagues. And I can't serve myself. So I had to make some boundaries for myself and for other people so I can continue to do this job. This job is a marathon, not a sprint. So I had to do better with boundaries.
That's beautiful. So I think what you said has a direct message to our students. What would you say to our students and how they can use what you've experienced and apply to their lives as it relates to that?
I would say, honestly, RCC and education is a needed place and space. You need to get an education in order to contribute to your family, your community, to yourself. However, you have to listen to your body, but also you have to listen to what's needed. Do you need to go to school now, today, while you're battling and juggling, working 40 hours, 50 hours a week, and helping take care of your family? If the answer is no, then put it off. Make healthy boundaries for yourself, because if not, you're going to burn out quickly. Your body's going to break down on you at 18, 19, 20 years old, and you will not be able to serve your family, your community, and yourself at all. You'll be in a hospital like I was. You'll be on medication like I was. So just listen to your body. And also, if you are a spiritual person, listen to the inner voice, listen to the Holy Spirit who's telling you, step away, create boundaries, or just say no. No is a powerful, tiny word that can buy you a whole lot of time that you think that you don't have in your day.
Wow. Is there a routine that you do daily to help you stay balanced?
There is. I wake up in the morning. I stretch. Because the older you get, you have to stretch. I stretch in the morning, and I meditate, and definitely prayer and devotion are key, because it sets the foundation for my day. I see the difference between my day when I have devotion and pray, and when I don't. And when I don't, it's all over the place.
That's good. Another message for students: carve out time every day to do something for yourself that's going to benefit you.
Yes.
Do something every day that's going to benefit you. That's a good message. So we often talk about purpose and passion.
Mm-hmm.
What drives you to do what you do? And how do you how do you stay connected? And your connection is kind of big. How do you stay connected to your colleagues, your students, and your family? And how does that connect to passion and purpose?
So if you're, let me say that again. Everybody has a purpose in life. God has given everybody a purpose. And inside that purpose, he's going to give you passion. And my passion is to share knowledge, but my passion really honestly is to serve. And I serve my family, I serve my colleagues, I serve RCC. And I don't do all of them well all the time, but I feel like I do them well. And to keep myself grounded and connected and encouraged to do my passion, and to stay encouraged to live my purpose and to serve my purpose, is my connection with God. Because I have to listen to his voice, so I know what to say no to, and I know what to say yes to, that will allow me to continue to serve my family. I cook almost every night, not every night, but almost every night.
Do you really?
I do. But I have to know when I can and when I can't. And fortunately, I have a wonderful husband who says, "Who told you you had to cook every day? I didn't tell you that." So
Come on, husband.
shout out to my husband.
And your die.
And my baby. So my spirituality keeps me connected to it, but also listening is really key to staying in tune with what people need. You may have something that you want to give to someone, but if they're not ready to receive it, or if they're not in a place to receive it, then you can't give it freely.
Oof, that's powerful. How many years you been here?
Total, I've been here 16. Full time, this is my 10th year.
And then for your part-time, the other sits, huh?
Yep.
Wow.
Yes.
So during that time, I know you've encountered times where you've had self-doubt and uncertainty. How have you managed to walk through that?
I'm still walking.
Hmm.
With the help of good colleagues, they have really helped me dispel any self-doubt that I have, because I'm constantly called on to do different things outside of my comfort zone. This is an example.
This is an example.
But also I've been called into leaderships in different pockets of the campus that has really shown me that I can do more than what I thought I was capable of. We all suffer from some form of imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm constantly battling that. Every semester, and students may not think this, but every semester your professors are nervous to meet you. And that's a form of imposter syndrome. And that's a form of fear that we struggle with every semester because we don't know you, you don't know us, we don't know how you're going to react to what we have planned for you. I go back to God. God has helped me through my imposter syndrome. This doctorate has helped me through imposter syndrome.
Mm-hmm.
This doctorate has helped me work past and reveal a whole lot of things.
So you brought up a good point. All these stages or these chapters you've been through, and this chapter you're in now is your doctorate. How has it helped you in this process of purpose and how?
So my doctorate is in educational leadership for social justice. And
What does that mean?
that means that it's teaching us how to be leaders in education to fight for social justice. And that can come in the form of either teacher, administrator, whatever role you play in education. So in my role as a professor, my doctorate has called for me to do a lot of self-reflection. Shout out to LMU. That I really was uncomfortable with, but that's the whole point of critical self-reflection, is to be critical self-reflection. You're about to ask me what that is.
No. Before that, you said it caused you to think a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
What was going on?
So it caused me to think about why I'm in this job, why I do the things I do, and honestly, what has made Star, like your first question was. And I didn't realize that a lot of my identity was wrapped up into, what my grandparents taught me and didn't teach me. They didn't teach me about race, but they taught me about race by their silence. And they taught me about their upbringing. And LMU really had me dig into, is race a big thing in my identity? And it is, because that's the first thing you see is my color. And LMU also made me think through, as an educator, how do I feel navigating higher ed? That's oftentimes classist. That's oftentimes racist. That's oftentimes sexist. And my intersections of race, gender, and even spirituality, LMU has caused me to really reflect on how all those intersections of my identity cause me to fight the way I fight, interact how I interact, and also how it causes me to really connect with people. Because like you said, I worked my entire time at UC Riverside, like our students are working now. I'm first generation. A lot of our students are first generation. So I have a lot of things in common with our students that allowed me to reach them than other professors would. And so I think also LMU has allowed me to be comfortable in my skin, to not have to, be Professor Taylor, but to be Star. Because when we put the professor hat on, we oftentimes put up this wall and this aura of superiority to each other and to our students. But LMU has caused me to really be unapologetically me as I walk into my classroom, our meetings. It's been uncomfortable, but it's been a great journey. And also, my doctorate has really asked me to tap into what I think about leadership, and it's been a great journey.
I think you made me think, I think we're also fortunate that you and I, we as educators, can authentically be who we are all the time. Unlike police officers who kind of have to be a certain way when they put on the uniform, I think you and I can be authentically honest and genuine to our students in the same way we are to other people that we involve our lives with.
Is that true for everybody though? And was it always true?
I think you may have. I think I grew into that. You're right. I grew into that because it's a level of confidence you get in what you're. No, I think that you're making me think. Okay, so we're in a profession that deals with people.
Mm-hmm.
I think if we're comfortable with our emotionality, and for me, my spirituality, being I have a passion to help and guide others. I'm not saying I have all the answers, because I think wisdom lives within. Wisdom lives within. And because of that, I trust that my students are going to bring their knowledge and wisdom to the table in all the conversations. But in order for that to happen, I have to show my students that I'm being authentic and honest with them all the time, because then it opens the door for that relationship to happen. I'm not sure if you're right, if everyone can do that.
And I'm not sure they want to do that, to be honest. Some, and I'm not saying all, but some teachers and professors make it their mission to be closed off because they don't want to get down to the level of students. Students already don't think you're at the level that they are on because we are the professor. We're the person in front of the classroom. We're the person whose name is on the door. We're the person whose name is on the syllabus. So the ranking order, the pecking order is already set. But what we have to do as educators is set the tone immediately that, look, we're partners in this. Yes, my name is on the syllabus. Yes, my name is on the door. Yes, I have all these degrees. However, I'm here to help you usher. I'm helping you usher your way through RCC. I'm helping you usher your way through education. And like we said, I'm helping you usher yourself through personal issues because our students have different things going on than RCC.
Awesome.
And we have to give them the freedom to be able to navigate all aspects of their life because we are.
I think a lot of you can relate to what she's talking about, both our colleagues and our students. Thank you for sharing that. All right, so one of the questions I love to ask all my guests is if your life were a song or where you're at right now was a song, what would that song be?
Golden by Jill Scott.
Golden by Jill Scott. What?
Because the lyric, first of all, I love Jill Scott. But the song embodies a person taking on their own freedom and wearing it around their neck to let everybody know they're free. And I'm working towards freedom.
Wow. I have to go back and listen to that song. That's powerful. Golden.
Mm-hmm. Because everybody thinks it's about her being happy, but it's deeper than that. It's her declaring she's free and working towards her own personal freedom.
I think that's part of our responsibility as educators as well, is to help our students to open their door to freedom through education.
And the word freedom is so layered and nuanced.
Agreed.
That's a whole nother conversation.
Oh, y'all, did you hear that?
No. I didn't volunteer for that.
I think she just said
nope.
She may come back and we can have a deeper conversation on freedom as it relates to students.
Maybe.
Love it. All right. So in closing, what message or insight would you like to leave with the students of Riverside City College?
Be you. There's only one you. And make sure that you are authentically you. That means who you are, not who people want you to be, who you're supposed to be, but be who you are now, and find your person or persons that will allow you to be free. And don't try to navigate life on your own, because nobody can do it by themselves. Find a parent, a friend, a professor who you can confide in. That's a safe space, a safe person for you to navigate this world, because this world is crazy. So don't do life by yourself, and be okay with not being okay.
Wow. Be okay, being okay. That's good. Thank you for sharing your wisdom, your challenges, and your inspiration with us today. Sure. The purpose of these conversations is just so that you all get an understanding of who our teachers are, who our educators are on this campus, who our leaders are on this campus. The hope is that you'll see that in them is you, and that you can go to them and talk to them because they're willing to help, because they've had so many experiences that may be similar to yours. So again, thank you for sharing your journey with us, and I really appreciate it.
Appreciate you.
Thanks for being here. We'll talk to you soon.